Hi, this is Kalani Moore with Direct Electron. I'm an application scientist working based in our factory in San Diego. I'm going to take you through our new mission control software. Camera's still cooling down, so the target on this, it's a D64. So it's a 8K by 8K camera with 6.5 micron pixels. So primarily used for cryo-EM, but also any basically large area imaging. So if you need to do things like people trying to do like array tomography or even normal tomography, but of resin embedded samples, then the D64 is going to be your best option. The other thing is that it's very flexible because it's got an 8K by 8K readout, but you can reduce the readout area and increase the speed. There's also binning that'll increase the speed, and so then you can end up using it as like a 4K by 4K or a 1K by 1K camera, but with faster frame rates. The tabs are laid out left to right as a workflow for what you're going to do. So start off by extending the camera. You can check that it's extended. I can hear it extending here in the room, and you can just check where the autosave files are gonna be. So throughout the different tabs, we've got references, and then we've got sub-tabs for the dark reference, gain reference, counting reference. So you got a little description about instructions for what to do up here, but each of these sub-menus is actually common across the different tabs. It's just we're kind of trying to lay them out so that you have a workflow of starting up, extending the camera, cooling it down, taking your references so that you take your dark reference, then you take your gain reference, and then if you're doing counting, where you have very low, very sparse images, you'll take a counting gain reference. And then the imaging, so you can see the same camera settings tab is here, common to all the tabs actually, because you always need the camera settings. So we'll choose the setting that we want, go for bin 2 integrating. I've got a 4K by 4K in bin 2. See the actual size is 8K by 8K in the hardware, and then it'll tell me what the maximum frames per second is. For integrating mode, we just use 25 frames per second because your computer's just displaying at 25 frames per second. So that's kind of all you need typically. Live is for obviously viewing live images, and then you have a separate one for snap, where normally you'll have the autosave enabled, and that's just so you don't confuse. You don't try to save a whole live video. You can see you can switch between displaying the number of frames, so we're at 25 frames per second. So this would save 25 frames, sum them if you're going to have final. And then the movie is all of those 25 frames. And so then we also have a movie sum count option down here in image processing. And so that lets you sum frames into a movie so that what you actually see is 5 movie frames, but each of those has 5 frames summed within it, and then the final has 25.